What's up, everyone, and welcome to Let's
Let's
Have
have
Cocktails. Woo! And I seen that, Nikki.
Really? You gonna mouth the shit?
Over there lip syncing.
Right. It's all good. Girl.
What's up? Welcome to another episode. I'm Anique.
I'm Nikki.
And Roxy, of course.
Yes, we're at Let's Have Cocktails. So we're going to start off and get into the ROXIPE.
Alright, you guys. So we did another mimosa bar with the same juices, but this time we did a little bit of a rumosa. Okay,
Rumosa.
because it takes it to the next level. Okay, so we still did whatever champagne of your choice. Simply lemonade with strawberry, with raspberry, and Minute Maid with peach mango. But this time we're topping it with the black Malibu. And when I tell you that black have you blacking the fuck out, it will. So take it lightly. Don't do too much because I'm going to tell you, it's many nights I don't remember on this shit.
That black Malibu it's good.
It's very good.
It's good and smooth, and that's the thing. It will sneak up.
It will sneak up on you and bite you in the ass. So just take it lightly. Do a little the dash, the little.
So it's smaller than a dash.
It's smaller than a dash because if you need to get up and drive somewhere, don't play with this. Don't play with this.
We do not promote drinking and
going
driving.
to bed after. This is a drink for that. Okay? But it is delicious. Have you some.
Yes. I bet it is good. So today, guys, we're talking about financial planning and budgeting. We've gone into a new year. We're on our whole kick of going into this healthier living, and good financial living is important as well.
Absolutely.
So, has either one of you made like a financial budget for yourself so far this year?
Yeah, I have a whole Excel spreadsheet.
Okay,
From my rent
Nikki.
to my light bill, cable bill, everything.
Mine hasn't made it to Excel.
Mine
That's
has
fancy.
definitely not made it
But
to
I
Excel.
did purchase a whole book that says, what does it say? Get your shit together. Or something like that. And I recorded in there in regards to how much I get in, how much goes out, and somehow the numbers don't add up.
I wonder why. I just write mine down. Got a notebook, but I have so many because I love journals and I have so many notebooks, journals. So I just start taking those that I'm not using and using them for different things. And one of them is to kind of keep up with budgeting, give myself, writing out a plan for savings and things like that.
Right.
So
It's really hard to save right now, but,
it really,
Is it?
for me it is.
Well, people who's not working.
And when you're going off,
Have an unemployment
because
income
you're
is a little
unsure
bit
of what's
different.
coming in, what's gonna happen, what's going out.
It's a lot lower than normal.
Well, yeah, that's true. Because, with me, because I am still working and shit ain't changed for me. The only difference is I don't go into the office. I just work from home.
Which would be lovely for me.
I don't know. Sometimes it's a little rough.
Well, if I was working my same job, I would probably have 0 locks. Because I would have been able to pull them bitches out. Because I had just transitioned into a different area that I hated so much. I hated it. Because I was dealing with so much shit that I didn't know what to do with. And if I was at home dealing with that and not having people to actually contact because it had let go so much of the other department, I would be frustrated as hell.
Well, I started off initially at the beginning of the pandemic working from home, and it was a job that I was just not happy with the job, and it was just worse because they were trying to micromanage because you're working from home.
That shit. Don't micromanage me.
And they were just creating things, and I mean, we barely had any work, but it's like they just were on you. It was just, so I mean, I didn't like being laid off, not having the steady income, but I was okay walking away from that job. That was okay.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, things happen for a reason.
Facts.
That's true.
Facts.
Could be less stressful for you.
It was way less stressful for me.
With me, it's like, you know, shit ain't changed. The only difference is I just roll over and log in. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, but the thing is, I have been able to like save more money and pay off all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I ain't have a lot of debt anyway, but you know, just pay shit off, whatever it was, and I've been able to like stack my savings up to like a nice amount.
Okay, so you where the money reside.
Where the money reside. And
No.
that's on who?
Mary had a little lamb.
Period.
No. Because that money is in the savings. It's not in the checking. It's in savings.
It's there.
It's residing.
No, like, you know. And right now I'm in the process of looking for a new apartment. Like,
Which is stressful.
It's stressful. But
my
the thing
God.
is, I've owned a home before. Like, before I moved to Texas, I had my own house. So now, when I moved to Texas, I sold my home. Moving here, I'm like, I don't want to buy a house right now. Like,
and the housing is completely different than there.
it's completely different from Mississippi.
Completely.
Like, I had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. It was 1,650 square feet. And that was a nice size. It was. I paid $120. Come here, that size house cost you at least $290.
Depending on where you want to live.
I was
If you
saying
want to
the
live in
area.
if you want to live in a
It's
nice
crazy.
area, you gonna hit about $300.
And
For
the
the
thing
same
is,
thing.
at this point, I'm not at that stage of moving out to like, you know, Melissa or Princeton and like those type areas. I'm still trying to be in the city because I'm not in that family mode of like, you know, just being at
You
home all
trying to
the
be
time.
around.
I like to be around, you know? And I'm not in that stage yet. So because I'm not in that stage yet, apartment living is where I'm at right now.
Yeah. I mean, and I honestly, I kind of really like apartment living because the maintenance, the grass, the things like that. You know, you're not worried about none of that.
I think
Because-
I did like
Yard
that,
man.
that
Yeah.
part of it.
I had a yard man when I had a house. I had a yard man.
Right.
I'll tell you now, if I ever have a yard, I'm not doing any
Because
work
right
in the
now
yard.
I rent a house and they don't cover none of that. You know, it's really just the things that they feel like we should come and do. That's the only things that we cover, and that's things like the roof falling in or some shit. But if it's
Extreme.
I'm serious. But if it's something simple like the filters, oh no, bitch, you need to. They say you need to
The
change
light bulbs.
your own filters.
Baby,
You need to change your own light bulbs.
complex.
You need
My light
to-
bulb's out.
Right. But in my house, this house, you have to do all of that and the grass
Yeah.
and all of that. And I found myself doing a little weed treatment, and I was like, this is not my life. My God, I don't want to do this no more, God.
I don't want to do any type of yard work. If I get a partner, I'm letting them know. Now, if you want to get out there, you feel free. But if you leave it up to me, we will have a yard.
And that's exactly how I feel about
Yes.
it.
I feel like depending on how big the yard is, if I was
Okay,
to like
big,
get a
small.
family life, you know what I'm saying? Like let's say I was going to Princeton or Melissa or something like that, you know, out there.
I don't
Far from
know
the
where
city.
Melissa is.
It's like past McKinney, like right past McKinney.
Oh, okay.
God, that's fine.
It's not that bad. But if I was to move somewhere like that, like Allen, that area, I would cut the grass myself. Like, cause I grew up cutting the grass. Like,
But I did not. So it's a hell to the fuck no. And
Exactly.
and like I dated someone who talking about coming out there and pulling the weeds up while they mow the grass. No, I'm not doing that. No, that's all you, baby. So no, we
I
can get
just
a
grass.
yard person, and
Like, 'cause
that's
I like
just
my
it.
grass a certain way. Like, I like to see the lines in my grass.
And that's fine. get out there and do it. Just
I
not
tell
expect
if I want to see the lines, excuse me, sir, can you make sure I see the lines like once you finish, you know?
Right, because I know people are particular about their grass, you know. But me, I don't give.
I'm telling you, just know, Anique is not for the yard.
I'm not.
I'm not. I don't want to be outside doing nothing.
Even though I want this in my mind, I want this garden. But I'm like, who got a green thumb?
Like, you killing shit over here. Did you water your shit today? No.
What happened?
Oh, okay.
What happened to it? It's not good. Yeah.
So talking about budgeting, what would y'all say are some areas that you can improve in your daily life?
Cut back on shoes. Like, I literally buy sneakers all the time. I would see some sneakers pop up on Twitter. I follow all these sneaker accounts because I like sneakers. It is what it is.
But I think we all have things that we are, like you say, sneakers. Probably for me, it's going to be makeup and skincare. Like, sometimes I have to be like, oh, goodness. Do I really? Oh, look at this new palette they put out.
That's true. Now that I have a partner that's into that type of thing, I find myself buying makeup. I find myself buying, like, wallets, purses, all that type of shit. Shit that I ain't into, but that's what you like, boo. I got you.
Right.
But, you know, me, I'm not into this shit. But
what about you,
our relationship good, I'm good.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's a combination of things that I can scale back on. My self-care bill is kind of high in regards to my massages. I
would say this is
will not eat in order to get a massage.
And that's saying a lot, people. Just know.
Yes, exactly.
Just know.
Because my next thing is my food.
I was just gonna say.
I'm going to have exactly what I want when I want it. Like, that's my problems. Like, my self-care and my food. I feel like if I could cut back on going out to eat or picking up something to eat, because sometimes I don't even sit down and eat it. I just pick it up. If I can cut back on that and that massages ain't going nowhere. I didn't cut back as much as I can on self-care. Okay? Because I don't get my lashes done. I ain't get my nails done. I'm barely getting my feet done. Like, I'm at my max on cutting out for that.
Well, I would say I was forced because, you know, like I said, with the situation and being laid off. So, of course, cutting back. Like, when I found out I was laid off, I was like, I don't know what they really want to do with this unemployment. I started canceling my streaming networks, anything.
Just use somebody else's password.
And I did. So, but anything that was like on auto pay on my accounts, I was
never set up auto pay.
Never
set up auto pay.
I never set up auto pay.
But for streaming networks,
except for Netflix. Netflix is the only thing I have that's on auto pay.
Hulu is the only thing. I don't pay for our Netflix because the kids.
So I would say if you pay for a streaming network, that's gonna be auto pay. But you can. But I had to go in and set up, like when I had it, just setting up email reminders, letting me know that when something is gonna come out, because you will forget.
Yeah, that's the only thing that comes out is Hulu. That's it. I don't have nothing else that comes out directly. Everything else, I need to be able to pay you. Because, you know, some places, they just go up just because you're not watching the shit.
Yes.
You know, you have to go up $5 here, $5.
Netflix go up $2 every year.
And see what
Hulu went up $10 this year.
I said Netflix.
Oh, okay, but
Netflix went up like
Hulu went up.
Do y'all know the one streaming network I've never canceled and I've had for several years and they've never changed is Spotify.
I don't have. I got an iPhone.
They never changed, and
I use somebody else's Spotify account because they got multiple accounts, so they let me.
And what Spotify did, they gave me a free Hulu, so I got a free Hulu account with them.
Oh
yeah, but that's the base.
Well, you get commercials, don't it?
But it's okay for me.
No, but it's not about that. It's about the stuff that's available. You don't get live and stuff like that, and so you can't watch the show when I can watch the show.
But I don't even watch.
I'm gonna tell you this: it ain't worth it.
I was just gonna say
because the only reason why mine is so high is because I have unlimited screens too. And because we got too many motherfuckers.
You got about 10 people on your shit.
No, when I looked at my shit, it was 36 screens.
Damn.
I said, wait a minute. Who are all these people? Like, I know I got 5 kids in here, and then, a couple more. I ain't gave it to
they got their
people.
TV, and then they got their cell phone.
No, but what they're doing too is they're giving it to people they know.
Oh.
And so I actually had to get in somebody else because she had done gave it to somebody who done signed in on their TV and made it their home location.
What? Oh, no. Don't do that.
Oh, I said, what the? Because with Hulu, you can't change their home location but 2 times, and they're going to leave that as your home location. And I was flipping the hell out because nobody else is paying this but me. What the hell? But shit happens. And I got that straightened out.
But for live, I didn't care about the live because if you think about it, like when you canceled cable, like when we all kind of strayed away from cable, that was the thing. Because I was like, I was watching, I had started watching all my stuff on demand. So I was like, I never watch a show when it actually comes on.
Me either.
So
I still haven't watched This Is Us.
Really? You know what? You're not missing. I was so disappointed. This was probably the most bland episode, and it wasn't realistic because they focused on the storyline with Kate. It was so bland. Like when you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch it.
I would just like to say that I think my friends enjoy my cable service more than I do because they log into like my Showtime, my HBO. Like all that stuff. I pay for all that so my friends could enjoy it. It's really not me. I don't watch it as much as
I'm gonna need all the logins again.
Again?
Yeah, because
what happened?
I don't know what happened.
See, this is shit I be talking about. This it right here.
I just need to fucking log in again. What's the problem?
No, I'm just saying. Like, my friends enjoy it more than I do.
Not me, because I ain't been on it.
What you mean? Now, the only thing I needed was some stars. I need stars. Like, but I had to go through somebody else who knows somebody else to get their shit in order for me to get it. Because I share my shit with my people.
And for me, a lot of times it didn't matter because my Fire Stick was broken. So
I used to have that a long time ago, but like that shit used to frustrate me because I'm trying to watch movies and the movie's not available. I just said,
when I got one of my friends to update mine's, because I think I had an older version, but when she updated mine's, it had everything.
And see, that's
soon as stuff would come out,
you gotta keep updating shit, and I don't like that.
It worked fine, long as I can work it. I mean, I can watch it. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So I don't miss out on any. But yeah, I mean, I guess we all could cut out on stuff. Like I said, I cut back on a lot of things, a lot of stuff, just because of my situation. But as far as budgeting, the things that I wrote down like things that I can do without. And like you said, one of them was food, eating out.
But see, the problem, even with with the pandemic going on, still, things are opening back up. But you're still skeptical a little bit about going to certain places.
Yeah.
So I eat out, but I don't eat out like I used to.
Yeah.
Because, me being living by myself, it's easier for me to eat out than it is for me to like cook a meal and do all that extra shit.
That was my issue, that I wasn't cooking. And then when I get hungry, I'm like, I got food in here to cook. But I don't feel like cooking.
Or throwing it out.
Or throwing it out.
Taking it out the freezer. That's my thing.
That's the worst part.
Taking that shit out
because
the
when
freezer.
I'm hungry, it's
I'm ready
go
to
time.
eat.
I need to eat now.
Cook.
I can't wait.
Right.
For it to thaw out.
And even with that, I'm like, man, you know what? Cutting back on that and cutting back on my alcohol bill. When I go out, like Roxy knows, when we go out, oh baby, it ain't nothing to get a check for some money. Like, I don't want to call out numbers. I don't want people say.
Because I don't need that judgment.
Right, we don't need that judgment. But, you know what I'm saying? Me and Roxy go, we go to a bar, like, yo, bitch, you coming? We will fuck up a chick, And I'm like,
I need to learn how to drink at home. That's the
but
thing.
you know what though? Roxy has got us together. We will drink and then go out.
Right.
So we won't drink as much.
Right.
And then come back home.
Or have a number that we already set before
we already
going
set
out.
before we go.
We're drinking only 3 drinks. We're drinking only 2 drinks out. The rest of them are gonna have to be in.
Or we hit up our bartender.
Oh,
and be like,
now when that happens, we get lost
when that happens, we don't have a number
number.
because technically that number ain't real.
But let me say this: the last time we went, I didn't see a difference in my bill.
I saw a difference in mine. Cause ROXIPE ain't been around like she's supposed to.
Well, I'm gonna have to go over there. I'm gonna have to wear something open.
Wow. Really?
That's what you have to do?
Wow.
I'm kidding. But he ain't even. And Caleb he has never even
So he's
like.
gonna put his
That's
name
because Caleb always thought anything else.
Nobody listening to this for Caleb. And we ain't said where. There's a billion Calebs in the world. But yeah. He ain't like that. He ain't never ever came on to me ever.
Right.
I'm just saying.
So what would y'all say are some things that you have learned as an adult that you were not taught as a child about your finances and financial?
I would say some shit. Like, honestly, the older
I need
I
to get the
got,
question out. She like
I was
every damn thing.
But that's true though. Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? I always said, like, I went to Provine High School in Jackson, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. I would always be like, yo, they used to have an FLE class. My sister is 4 years older than me. So she would take, she said that, right.
FLE.
That shit, no, that's, you talking about something else.
FLE, what does that stand
Christian
for?
Athletes. That's what you was talking about, FCA.
What does FLE stand for people that don't know out there?
FLE was like a thing to show you how to write a check, how to pay bills, how to do that.
What does it stand for?
I feel like, nigga, don't ask me.
Come on, that was
don't ask me that. Look, I'm about to say, nigga, I didn't take the class. My sister took the class.
I was just saying, trying to help people out.
But I ain't gonna lie, the problem with that was my sister took the class. So even when I moved out on my own, that class wasn't available. Mm-hmm. So when I moved out on my own, it really took the person I was dating at the time to show me how to pay bills. Because I didn't know how. Like, I didn't know any of that. I just knew, you know what I'm saying? Bill come, you pay this shit. End of discussion. Like, I don't believe in paying bills. Like, if it's due on the 1st, oh, motherfucker, it's due on the 1st. I'm not waiting to the 5th if you got a grace period. That's not me. Mm. I do not like, and if I'm dating you, end of discussion. Your shit need to be paid on the 1st. If your shit is paid on the 5th, we can't date. I don't.
Because it's still paid within the time before it's late.
No.
Are you paying the late fees or something?
And see, that's the thing. Like, I don't like it. Because what if something else happens? I'm all about the what if.
What if they don't have it to the 5th?
Well, maybe we can talk about it. But I'm just saying. Like, that's not who I am.
They're not playing the same way.
And see, that's the thing. I'm a planner. I prepare. I plan. And,
some people are that way. I would say that I'm that way, but at the same time, everybody's not that way. Some people don't plan that way.
I don't like it.
But you can't just X a motherfucker out because they don't think the same you do.
I will.
Wow.
And I understand, like, some people be like, oh, no, this bitch crazy. I get it.
Because you are.
You said I'm crazy?
That got to be. Like, for you, it's not to affect you at all. And it still be something big enough for you to X them out.
Like, I would cross a motherfucker out for some shit like that. Because the thing is, like, because you don't know, like, okay, like, I've owned the house. My mortgage was due on the 1st. But they gave me until the 15th. My shit was always in the account paid on the 1st. Like, I'm not waiting until the 15th. Because what if something else happens, like, and you gotta get some money from something else? Like, I'm always about the what if. So I make sure and I plan for everything that I need to do up front.
I mean, I just don't want to, shame those who cannot.
I'm not shaming them. I'm just saying what I don't like. And
I mean, of course, I would love to pay my bills beforehand. I would like to put all the motherfuckers on auto pay. And not even give a shit. Like, I would, like, I ain't even see that. I don't feel that. Or this and that. I would love for that. But at the same time, sometimes that's just not realistic. And different situations present different things.
Yeah, because what I'm saying right now, it sounds like privilege. Like, and I recognize it. It sounds like privilege.
No.
To me, it sounds like privilege. Like, you know what I'm
if
saying?
you
I've always been in a situation to where I've never had to do it. And I'm not saying that I would never be in a situation to where I would have to wait until, you know, like the 10th or whatever to pay it. But I'm just saying, like, I don't like it. And the reason I say it is because, you know, it's always something that can happen. And I'm just like, you know, you just never know. And so I'd rather go and get my bills out the way, because at the end of the day, I need somewhere to sleep.
But I think that's also something that is taught early, because we just asked the question in regards to, you know, things that you were taught young. Will you feel like that's something that your parents did, or you don't know? No,
I've seen them struggle. Like, it, honestly, growing up, I didn't know we were poor. I didn't know. Like, I didn't know we were poor. Like, because I felt like I always had everything I needed. Now, I've never had everything that I wanted, but I always had everything that I needed. Mm-hmm. So, in my mind, I was never poor. Mm-hmm. But, like, if you go back and start thinking about some shit and start looking at some shit, and you be like, oh, okay, that's what that was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but as a kid, you don't think about that shit. You don't realize it until you get older.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel like for me, as an adult now, looking back on what financial advice that I received, none. I don't feel like I received any financial advice. I feel as if there's a lot of things that I would not have done if I was guided in the right direction in regards to, you know, how I deal with my finances now. I feel like all of that was self-taught or me seeking the information. I don't feel like my parents were the people who gave me the information. But also, when I look back at that, I also think about what information did they have. So she didn't have, and he didn't have the information to pass down to me.
Right.
And so now I can look those things up and do for myself in regards to interest rates, in regards to credit cards, in regards to things like that. I can look those things up and I can do better now. But back then, it was just work, pay your bills. Work, pay your bills. Exactly. That's what you need to do. That's pretty much what I was taught.
And you don't enjoy yourself until retirement.
Exactly.
Like,
it was no go on vacations. It was never taught for me to.
It was only like one family vacation a year. Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so I mean, that's just what was embedded, and it's hard sometimes for people to get away from that. But for me, I've self-taught myself what I want in my lifestyle, which is to travel, which is to see different things, which is to budget, which is to watch my interest rates, bounce them mugs around to the zero interest. Yeah. Because, you know, that's what I've looked into it, I've researched it, and now I know better. But if it was me going based off of what I was taught, bitch, I'd be shit.
We didn't, like, in my house, we didn't talk about financial like that. Exactly. But it's just you grow up and you see what you see. Like, on December 31st, my parents got married on New Year's Eve. That made 37 years for them. They literally just celebrated their 37-year anniversary. Mm-hmm. My parents are still together. And they actually like each other. Like, they travel together. They go, look, there's a difference. Like, that's why I say they're still married, they're together, and they actually like each other. Because they would go on vacations together without us. Like, you know, and spend time with each other, everything. Mm-hmm. So it's a thing to where, you know, I look at them and I'm like, oh, I want that. But I feel like financial decisions now were different the way now that they make decisions than when they were back in the day. And so because of the way they made decisions back in the day, it affected how I grew up. Because now I know, like, hey, this is what I want. yes, I want that long marriage. Like my dad, he made it for my mom to be able to give me and my sister, because there's only two of us, to give us, everything that we needed. Like my dad was like, he laid the law down. Like, this is what it is. At the end of the day, like, no matter who made more money, because at times, sometimes my mom will make more than my dad, sometimes my dad will make more than my mom. Like, it was because my mom would, go out and get a second job. My dad, you know what I'm saying? He laid the law down no matter what. And so with me, it's more so like, okay, I need to be on point. Because my mom always told me growing up that no matter what, be able to stand on your own. And that's why I feel like, that's why it's so instilled in me of like, when I say the shit due on the first, you need to have your shit by the first. Yeah. Because my mom always preached that to me. Don't need anybody for anything else. So make sure you can stand on your own, that you don't need nobody else. Like, and my parents are madly in love. Like, so it wasn't like she was just saying like, oh, your dad ain't shit. Like, it wasn't that. It was just, be able to prepare myself, whether I was with somebody or whether I was by myself. It was always make sure you take care of yourself and make sure you, can do anything on your own. So that's why when it comes to budgeting and when it comes to like paying shit and having shit, I'm always like, I got it. I don't need nobody else when it comes to my bills. So that's why I look at my parents and I'm like, my parents prepared me, but at the same time, I feel like they kind of, sugarcoated some shit at the same time. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Makes sense.
I think as a culture now, like you were saying, Roxy, I think a lot of people grew up without
the guidance.
You know. Pretty much everything you said is what I would say. But I think now, as like when you just look at our age group or just society and in Black society, Black culture, that is becoming important now. Learning about gaining financial knowledge, knowing what's important, and also understanding the importance of actually living. Like you were saying, not just going to work, like, because especially us all coming from Mississippi, right? We know that was the
work. That's all in bed.
Right. Work, and that's what I saw.
Work till you die.
My mom always worked. Typically, was always working 2 jobs, and I've seen for myself. I've typically worked 2 jobs, but I didn't see my mom going on vacations like that. I didn't see the self-care, like the
family
importance.
Vacation? Like, I'm saying, like,
no, we didn't.
Y'all went on like 1 or 2 family vacations a year?
No. Oh. I mean, sometimes if we did anything, going out of town to see other family, maybe a family reunion, something like that. I did, and I think this may have been the difference between me and some of my siblings. I was fortunate enough, like my godparents would take me on family vacations.
Yeah. I didn't have godparents.
Yeah, I got godparents.
I have a godparent, but no, I didn't have.
Yeah, but my godparents also my aunt and uncle too. But but I did get to go on, do a lot of different things, and I think for me it's just, and the way we can break that cycle is us teaching our children.
Yeah, because honestly, I'm even having to teach my older sister. Like, she has a hard time detaching from work, and because she has worked. And that's what she has been taught.
I'm over work a lot.
She gonna work.
She gonna work. And when I say block this day off, she be like, "Wait a minute, that's
my busy day.
That's a busy day
That's
for
a
me.
busy day.
What we doing? What we doing?" But now I don't have to have so much pushback because she knows. Okay, well, if I tell people in advance, then they'll go ahead and get my appointments in. Now she has an app where she's having them to go into the app and make their appointments and this and that. And so she's more comfortable with taking off, because it's planned. You can see how much you got coming in and whatever, But it's like, even with her being the oldest, I'm having to tell her, baby girl, we gotta live.
Because
we gotta go.
More so where her being older than you, she was closer to that era.
She was. And so now I have to tell her, listen, we have to go and live. We have to. Because it's important. Because working, yeah, it's cool and everything. We get what we want when we work, blah, blah, blah. But what are you going to have to show for it? Because even now, you have to show for all that work.
Even now, when I talk to my mom,
shit. You just seen the barbershop.
That's what I'm saying. Like now, like having conversations with my mom is just like she loves to see me travel. She loves to see me getting out, doing things. You know, having those self-care moments, or even like how we brunch and do things like that. And
follow me.
Look, I love brunching.
Oh, but I don't post it. Hold on.
Right.
Until I send us some pictures.
Cause this nigga will take pictures.
I take a bunch of pictures.
People don't understand. We all gotta
take a bunch of motherfucking pictures. Don't post shit.
None of the world sees the pictures. I have so many pictures in this damn phone. It's ridiculous.
But I think it's a good thing because you take the pictures for your own
satisfaction.
And then also sometimes, because I know even like all of us when we're out together or like if we travel, we don't always take pictures and stuff because you live in the moment.
Right.
Like
that's true.
Living in
we posted when we got back.
Yeah.
Some stuff. We posted some stuff. We posted maybe on our story when we there.
Yeah.
Well, she will.
And people probably be thinking I be vacationing doing all kind of shit by myself.
Right.
When I post.
She do look like she by herself. I don't even hear.
Look, and Roxy's here right there. Roxy be like,
am I not here? Like, really? Okay.
I was in a whole relationship.
The shirt it's our whole family shirt. But all I see is you post it by yourself. It's 18 motherfuckers on this boat with you.
Oh, the cruise?
Yes.
But look, she was on the cruise. I'm like, nigga, all of us got a shirt. I don't even know what my shirt is at this point.
That shirt's still kicking. It is very nice.
That is a very nice shirt.
That was a very good quality shirt.
It feels good. I love wearing that shirt. That is a lounge shirt for real.
I don't wear mine.
That's what my creep shirt. Well, not creep, but like going to.
Oh, I was gonna say, now wait a minute. Do we need to edit?
No. When I say creep, I mean like going to my destination. To what?
Look, you said it.
Where my girl is.
I don't want to be a part of it.
Look, when I hear creep, I think the TLC.
No,
what they was talking about.
Like getting out the house and going, like it be different hours.
Oh, that ain't what creep means for me. But okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's okay.
But overall, so I guess we could say, it is certain things, but and then moving forward, like we say, we will be the ones to break that cycle. Different. And I just like the state of the society, our culture now, and how those kind of things are important.
It definitely is very important to me.
And I see a lot of memes that speak on, how important it is for us to start normalizing Black women having luxury things or doing luxury things and not being called bougie because, I like to travel and I want this.
I don't mind being called bougie.
I used to hate it.
Really?
But people call me bougie all the time.
I don't mind.
But why did you hate it though?
Because I'm like, bitch, I grew up the same way as you. Like,
why
would you call me bougie? Like, we grew up in the same motherfucking neighborhood. Or we grew up in the same motherfucking area, so why would you call me bougie?
For me, I don't mind that they call me bougie because this is the thing. Like, anything that I have, I've worked to have. Mm-hmm. And also, like, I'm going to have to pay for, regardless if it's on credit or on debit. I'm going to have to fucking pay for it.
You will.
So, my thing is, if these are experiences that I like and I would like to have, this is on me. This ain't on you, honey. So, bougie, if that's what you feel.
I ain't gonna lie. That goddamn Roxy, she don't give a fuck. Like, she gonna find a way to pay for this shit, regardless. She don't need you to pay nothing.
Give me my $40. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
But I will also say this too. So it's all about who you surround yourself with too. Because I know, throughout life, I feel like once I started surrounding myself with certain people, it helped me to look at things differently. So you want things. So, I have made the jokes about several people like being bougie, but now like I find myself like only wanting
in the bougie
certain
category.
Because you've been hanging around me too long.
I'm gonna tell you, looking for apartments now, it is so hard for me because I'm like,
Oh, they ain't got no valet trash.
Let me tell you,
they ain't got no valet trash.
being roommates with this one right here, and looking.
Oh yeah, I'll take it to another level.
Y'all, if I go in and they got a basic tub, I'm looking like.
That's where the garden tub at.
I have a problem.
Where is the garden tub?
Right.
Like I have to have it. You know what I'm saying? But you surround yourself with people that help to elevate you. So you got to think about it.
Not you deserve it.
Yeah.
That's
not
the
even
thing.
just little stuff like that. But when you have friends, like Roxy, they're looking at you like, don't you want more for yourself? Don't you want this?
You do.
But I gotta work every motherfucking day. I work for everything I got. And my thing is, look, if I say I'm going out to dinner and I say my bill, when we went to Vegas for my birthday or whatever, and we go out to dinner, we go to Gordon Ramsay, wherever the fuck we go, and my bill come back $200 motherfucking dollars, bitch, I'm gonna pay that. Why? Because it's my shit. I work hard for this shit. Like, I go to work every motherfucking day. Don't tell me what I can pay for and what I can't pay for. That's the problem that I have. Don't count my money. Because I ain't asked you for shit.
That's one of my biggest things.
Don't do
I
it.
don't like people in my pockets. I do not like it. I don't.
Well, I always say people, and this is.
Because people be feeling like, oh, but you doing this and that, so you must. No, that don't mean that. It don't mean that I have a whole bunch of money. What I do have is enough for what I want. And I budgeted
the sense to budget
properly.
Right. And the sense
when I
to
went
save.
to Vegas, when I went to Vegas for my birthday, when we went to Vegas for my birthday, it was like April, like whatever it was. When we went, most of the stuff that we was paid for before we even made it to Vegas. Because everything was pre-planned.
Exactly.
And it was like, if you want to do this, do this. If you don't want to do this. But like, it was only mandatory events. So, the stuff that was mandatory, everybody has to do. The stuff that wasn't mandatory, baby, if you ain't got money, don't do it.
And then it's also, the whole thing with, like you say, you can't count people's pockets because that's, looking at these people online, sometimes people make themselves appear to have or be doing more. And you get to being around them and you realize this ain't really the life that you living, So you got to be smart about it. And like, I think the key thing is planning, and it ties back into what we were saying about budgeting and things of that nature. So I think that's very important too.
Right.
And not even just, like when we speaking like money wise, it's not even just about that. It's just like, setting yourself up to do things for your future, things like that.
Absolutely.
So speaking about like what we were taught in financial wise. So would y'all still have taken out student loans?
Hell no.
In school when we were in college?
Nope. Hell to the nope. Nope. I probably wouldn't have went to college, honestly.
Look, that's where I was going with it.
Well, I can't say that because the job that I did end up getting, it did require a college degree, but for what? To rent motherfucking cars? I don't understand that because my first job out of college was Enterprise Rental Car. And I don't feel like they needed a damn degree for that.
But that was for management though, right?
It wasn't for management. It was period.
What?
You had to have a degree.
Oh, I thought you
And
had
so,
management.
no. Because I didn't go straight into management. I worked basic. When I was washing cars in my heels and all that. So, honestly, I feel like if I would have got somewhere and worked up, I would have been better off than where I am. Because everywhere that I've worked, I've had to learn it regardless. It was nothing that was taught to me in school.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
in
was saying.
school, it's costing me trillions. I ain't gonna say trillions.
It cost you
Okay.
damn trillions,
All right.
man.
It wasn't trillions, but it was enough, goddamn, for me not to feel no type. I mean, like, I feel some type of way.
Yeah.
I had a scholarship. Like, I ain't gonna
I
lie.
had a scholarship starting off.
I had an academic scholarship through all of undergrad.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to grad school, that's when I had to get a loan. And I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I ain't like it.
Well, I had a scholarship starting
All throughout.
off because I started off at one institution and then I was on a music scholarship, but then I transferred schools and I didn't go into the choir. I didn't get into the choir, so I didn't get a scholarship. So that's where I had to start taking out
Baby,
loans.
I ain't had nothing from the beginning.
But if I knew then what I know now, what I would have done, if I was going to take out any loans, I would have went ahead and I would have got my esthetician's license. And if I was going to take out a loan, put all of my efforts into that, into building my business.
Right.
Because now I do nothing with my degree.
What
Nothing.
was your degree in?
Sociology. I wanted to be like, work with children, at-risk youth, and things like that.
You should do
All of my internships, that's what I did.
I always felt like, you know, just with me knowing you, I feel like you should have been like a social worker.
That's what I thought. Well, I never wanted to be a social worker, but
that shit is hard.
it is.
It is hard, but I felt like that would be good for her because
I get to it
Alex-
with kids.
Anik is helping people. You like helping people.
And I did like working with at-risk youth, but even now, what I realize is I can still I can still work with certain organizations and certain, people or, the youth to still accomplish that. But
Right.
I don't feel like, I'm not going to say college was just a complete waste of time. It's just that I just wish I would have put my efforts into something that would have helped me build a business. But I was so focused on going to school and then trying to get a job to get people to pay me minimum. But I didn't spend all this money on school and loans, taking out loans and doing all this stuff for me to come out here and you want me to take on a job like a social worker. Like, I think social workers are underpaid.
Right.
Very.
Extremely.
And to take on this kind of load and this is what you want to pay me?
And they're overworked.
Overworked. So I'm just like, no. But I don't think I would have stuck to the scholarships and just stuck it out.
And that's something that I want to pass on to my child. Like, baby, you don't have to go to college to still be something.
Yeah.
You can definitely be an entrepreneur and get what you need. For me,
Trade schools, I think.
For me, I feel like college was like, you need to go to college. You need to go to college. You need to go. Because that was just our era, Like, that's what they were taught. Like, once you go to college and this and that. But the thing about it is, my parents should have put their name on some of these goddamn loans. Like, what the fuck?
You said push
You didn't push me, and now all this shit is on me. I don't want this debt.
No.
I was playing. When I first got to college, I was really playing because I had just started to experience life. Like, my parents were so strict on me.
Yes.
I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't do nothing. So when I got by myself.
When I got out there and I don't have nobody telling me what I can and can't do, yeah, I was living my best life.
So much.
Okay, we said living your best life. You was living your best life.
I was living my best life so much that my mom was like, okay, you got to come to school a little closer to home. So I had to transfer schools, okay?
Oh, that's when you went from Valley to
USM.
I wasn't living that good. But
I would have much
my
rather
parents would've
stayed
never
in
goddamn
Mississippi
either
Valley
way.
State.
Really?
Oh, I had the time of my life at Mississippi Valley State.
Because it's in the country. You can't do shit.
No,
You
it
gotta
wasn't
fun.
that and...
fucking and sucking.
Now, wait a minute.
It's a joke. It's
Mom,
a joke.
if you're listening, please disregard Roxy's comment.
I I don't know. I was not there.
Just kidding. Just
Look,
kidding.
Roxy only showed up at Southern Miss.
Yes.
That's it.
Well, Roxy wasn't in school when I was in school.
No.
No, I'm just saying, like, she only showed up at Southern Miss. She didn't go to.
I wish I had.
My experience.
She don't know what an HBCU.
That's what I was just about to say. That was my first experience of being among all black, because I grew up in Biloxi and my school was very mixed and diverse. And so, like, we didn't get that whole, like, our band wasn't, like, you know, it wasn't no, you know the kind of band I'm saying. We wasn't, at my high school, we wasn't that kind of band. We was what was it? The Flight of the Bumblebee. We were Flight of the Bumblebee.
You didn't know what Earth, Wind, and Fire was.
I knew it. I just didn't hear it at football games. Okay. So when I got to Mississippi Valley State, honestly, I grew up watching a different world. Mississippi Valley gave me that experience. And I loved it. The whole Greek life, everything, just all me and my people. My professors look like me. My peers look like me. Everything was just, yeah. And then when I came back to USM, I felt like I was in the 13th grade. USM was just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked USM and I had some fun there. But it's not an HBCU.
Look,
It's not.
Look,
because
the
that's where I was.
weekend on USM campus was the bomb.
Was the closest you was getting.
Look, and that's the only time I would come up. That's the only time I would come down that way.
But I mean, I did like my department though. My professors in my department at USM were great.
Jackson State University. I love Jackson, Mississippi.
Valley Yay.
1400 Lynch Street. Holla at me. I got you.
It's in the middle of
your hating ass.
Anyways, so we've been all around the world talking about this budgeting thing, but I think we all got our heads on pretty straight. We learning,
I feel like we are literally.
It's a work in progress.
It is. I will say it's definitely a work in process.
It's definitely a work in progress.
I wish I would have started this process in my 20s, but you know, here we are. So,
I think my next thing is focus on investing.
And buying some real estate.
And
that's
I really wish I knew more about that. So yeah, I guess
I do a lot of
something.
research into investing. Like I do research all the time. Like I'm literally like looking into like what should I invest. Like I'm so. If I was to take a big risk, maybe a big reward later. Like this Tesla stock is killing me. Like I want to buy some so bad.
Yeah.
Like. It's like $600 a stock, but I'm like, yo, should I really put $5,000 into this? Should I put $5,000 into this stock?
That's definitely something to think about.
Like, oh my God, like I'm thinking about it all the time.
Let's just keep doing your research, like you said.
Yeah.
But to wrap it up, I just want to ask y'all one last thing. So, what is the hardest thing about saving for you?
Shoes, sneakers.
That's the only thing that.
Because it's always like, yo, I can put this in my savings, or I can like go get these new releases. And I have so many sneakers.
So if you cut out buying shoes, your savings will go up.
We're recording right now. Look in the corner of my apartment. There are shoes that I have not worn, and I have had them for over a year. And I have not worn them yet. So
I'm saying if you cut out or cut back on buying shoes, you would see a significant increase in your savings. If you put that money towards your savings.
I feel like yes.
What about
that and going out to drink?
Well, yeah. If I can just program myself to drink at home and not drink on my bill, on my tab, and also just eating out less, just all together, because my self-care ain't going. But just those two things alone would lower my spending, and I can put it towards savings. But also, this is the thing. I need to create more streams of income. So that, I feel more comfortable putting towards my savings.
And still being
able to live my life comfortably.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And so I think the biggest thing is to budget to where the food really takes over my life. But
man, when I get that bank statement, I'll be like,
and it's all food.
I'll be
and
like,
I just be feeling like, man, was it that good? Did you spend all this money on it?
I was like, I know I could have. I know I didn't have to eat that day. I know that day.
And that's my thing. If I can control that, reel that back, my savings would look a lot better. What do you feel like? What's yours?
Sticking to a budget. That would be the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I don't really feel like I do that.
I do not. I will start off, like so many times throughout the year, I will start off, set out a budget, and I stick to it. But then as soon as something comes up, if it doesn't fit in my budget, I start wiggling things around, making it work. And I'm like, wow, because I want to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I guess discipline. That's what I need. To stick to a budget. Set it in place. Like, this money, this is what I have to spend here. This is what I have to spend here. Like, I know my life. So, I know what I want to do. I know the places I want to go. So, this is what this is. Mm-hmm. And then, if something comes up, I have to tell myself, you ain't got it. Like, you can't do this right now.
You know what? I have a complex with it.
Yeah. Because I know I got it.
Telling myself,
like,
no.
I got it.
I got it somewhere.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing.
That's
like,
hard for me to say.
It's a control thing, I think. Like, I don't know what
it's a discipline thing.
Discipline.
Oh, okay.
And placing it where you really want it to be. Because, of course, you have it, but that's not what you set it out to be. Yeah. It's supposed to be in your savings, but guess what? Let me go ahead and move it over.
Because even
let me move it over to that.
For my part of my 21-day challenge is not eating out, and I've already been invited, to eat out somewhere, and I'm like, I really wanted to go, but I was like, nah. And then I was about to tell myself, well, I can go and not eat, like.
See, that
shit don't work. That shit don't work.
That's something that I do with, like, okay, you can go but not drink. No, they invite you to the fucking bar.
Bitch, where?
Like,
and you like, and I know I like to drink, and then I know if I get that, I may not order a whole meal, but I'm probably, if I don't order a meal, well, let me just go ahead and get this one drink. Like and then it's, well, I don't feel nothing.
That's
so
maybe y'all don't mess with me on my 21 days. Don't mess with me. Don't ask me.
Hey, I'm not asking.
21 day cleanse, so we can't talk to you.
Don't talk to me. I'm done with y'all.
Well, we got an episode and you need to rock to me.
You know what I mean? The ROXIPE is water with 3 ice cubes.
Your ass does not bring no celery juice.
And that's what's got my stomach bubbling right now.
So speaking of the 21-day challenge, we hope that you all are taking part and challenging yourself. And as we were just saying, discipline.
How are you doing on your 21 days?
I've been doing good. As far as keeping no fried foods, no sweets. I've been doing, what's today? This is
day 5.
Day 5.
Mm-hmm. Day 5.
So keeping up with an activity. I've worked out for 30 minutes or more. I started out walking, and now I've gotten into doing I turn on the dance tutorials on YouTube and do those, or I do some floor workouts, like I'll look online.
I thought you did a floor workout today.
Hmm?
I thought you did a floor workout.
I did that yesterday.
Okay. I know I saw something. Okay.
So, yeah.
My 21-day challenge is up and down. Mm-hmm. I will say that, because really my real one doesn't start until the 10th.
Yeah.
So, right now it's kind of like practice. And so, yes, I have had some fried by accident. Yes, I have had some pork by accident. But
that nigga had bacon.
But let me tell y'all this.
She has some bacon.
I've been working out. I got my home gym set up. One thing I haven't missed is drinking my celery juice every morning.
Okay.
I need to come over there
16 ounces.
we can do some celery juice.
Yeah.
I need
I
to
think
bring
y'all be
some.
doing our water.
Can you bring me some celery juice?
Yeah, I can definitely do that because it's not that bad. Like I said, it's not great. But it's not horrible.
When I drink celery juice,
And
I
you
need
only
to get home.
It's
tell how
only
much-
16 ounces.
16 ounces.
But there are effects to it. There are. Because, it's supposed to help with the bloating. But when you're first starting something like that, it will bloat you even more until your body gets adjusted to it. And it has broken out my skin because it's bringing out the toxins. But overall, it curbs my appetite. So I literally don't have to eat till like 12.
And that's a lot for you.
That's a lot.
Because if this nigga don't eat by 8:30, 9 o'clock, she mad.
No, it'd be like 8:30.
Because I do the intermediate fasting, and I will
that's
eat
something
until
that I
noon.
can't normally tell you that I can wait till 12 to eat. That's nothing. Now my friends know that's absolutely not me.
Right.
I eat
because
I get up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm ready to eat. But now that I'm drinking this, and that's the first thing I drink, I can wait until 11, 12 o'clock to eat. And that's amazing for me because that ain't normal. But
I mean,
I'm doing pretty good.
I will say I haven't been doing I said I was going to choose a positive affirmation to recite to myself throughout the day. I did that for like the first 2 days, and I noticed I haven't been doing that this last 3.
I mean,
so I need
for
to
me,
pick that back up.
But it's good
I
for us to
messed
notice
up.
those things and pick back up.
Yeah.
I messed up on day 4 because I only ate one time. I've been trying to eat at least at minimum 2 times a day, and it's because I don't eat like that. But it's okay. Like I feel like I messed up yesterday, well, day 4, and I feel like I'm back on it today. And part of it, I've been drinking water. Like the little black spots around my eyes. I feel like I was dehydrated. Like, bitch, you was dehydrating yourself and didn't even know it.
That is the thing.
You weren't drinking water like that, so you're like the black spots around your eyes. It was because you weren't drinking water. Like I would literally like just wake up and you know what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't drink water. I wouldn't do none of that. I wasn't eating. I wasn't drinking water, and I would literally like drink it. So now I look at myself, I'm like, oh, bitch, your skin all glowing and shit. It's because it's water. Like, I have literally been sticking to this 2 liters, at least, at minimum, 2 liters a day.
Yeah.
So I've been sticking to that.
Water is definitely important.
Yeah.
So by the time this episode comes out, y'all will be able to ask us exactly how our 21-day challenges went. So, because it will have been over. But if no one has any other thoughts, comments, or anything.
I got lit, so I don't want no questions. I'm a little lit, so I ain't. Them mimosas strong.
That's you mixing them like that.
Right. She knows she drink that strong
Right.
stuff. But as always, if you all want to keep in contact with us, follow us on Instagram at LEZHAVECOCKTAILS. You can hit us in our DM. We are always interacting, responding. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, or maybe even want to collab with us, just hit us up either in our DMs or you can email us at letshavecocktails@gmail.com. And with that being said, we'll drink to that. And bye.
Bye.